Hey everybody, I've got some really interesting content for you today. You're gonna love this. This is a recipe that I created about 20 years ago. I call it wizard soup. Yep, you heard it right, wizard soup. It's like a vegetable broth. It's packed with onions, garlic, ginger, basically. There's just 3 ingredients. I got this organic ginger, I've got this organic garlic, yum, and I've got these organic onions here. Now, this recipe can be used as a vegetable broth for your faux soups that you're gonna make by just taking some noodles and dumping it in it and heating it up. You could use it to make chicken noodle soup. You could use it to make whatever you want. But the main thing is for fighting off colds and flus. And I've used it for many years and it always seems to work. So I keep it in the fridge cold, and when I want some, my little puppy down here is barking away. He says, yeah, this stuff's great. When I feel a cold coming on, or if I just want to use it as a preventative to keep colds away or flus away, I just drink it on a daily basis, 1-2 glasses a day. But if I feel something's coming on and I'm getting a little bit of a cold, I'll drink 5-6 glasses a day. And I notice that when I do that, I'll build up a sweat and all of the poison in my body pushes out, and I'm left with a healthy body. Let's get started. I'm gonna open these up and we're gonna start chopping. I'm gonna start tearing up like I usually do. Every time I cut onions, I always break out into tears. I'm just gonna take a plate, put it off to the side. That's where we're gonna put all the waste that comes from cutting all these vegetables up. I'm gonna put my pot here, and I'm gonna start with the onions. Get the crying over with, right? We're gonna cut the ends off, like so. We're gonna cut it in half, and then we're gonna cut it in half one more time. Actually, I think I'm gonna cut it into 8s. Let's do that, like so. You know, and get rid of any blemishes or bruising that you want to remove. And then we'll just go through the rest of these onions here and do the same thing. So again, cut it in half, and half one more time. I'm gonna peel this one layer off here, like so. Just clean that up a bit. In we go. Woo. I'll get the rest of these onions cut, and then we'll move on to the garlic. There I go with the tears. They're just pouring out of my face here. Here's a grown man crying while he's cooking in the kitchen. All right. Woo! Woo! So next, we're gonna take the I don't know if I can see this next part here, but the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna open up this garlic and we're gonna put all 3 bulbs in. Yep, you heard me, 3 bulbs. I'm crying up a storm here. I'm very passionate about cooking. All this love goes into my dishes. Okay, I'm just gonna switch out. This knife isn't very good. I'm gonna go with this knife here. This cuts the garlic just a little bit better. Oh, that's a good cup of tea. Next, garlic. We're just gonna cut off the ends. These are nice garlic. Wow, beautiful, so fresh. I don't see that little green aging strip inside on these. Look at that, isn't that nice? Check that out. That's beautiful, eh? Yeah, that's a nice piece of garlic. So again, we're just gonna get rid of most of the outer shell here. All this angel-like fluffy stuff. So we're just gonna chop this up roughly, get some nice small pieces in there. The reason I make them this smaller than the onion is because the onion's soft and it boils down really nicely. The garlic is a little harder and it has to boil longer if the pieces are bigger. But if you make the pieces smaller, like this, you don't have to boil it or simmer it as long to get the goodness out. That's my theory anyway. This is a very quick broth to make. It only takes about half an hour to prepare all the vegetables, and then you just have to do your simmer for 3 hours. The longer you simmer it, the better. Look at that. Oh, that's so good. Oh, beautiful garlic. Just absolutely beautiful. Let's get that into the pot. And last, we're going to cut up the ginger. The ginger is a little bit harder. And again, I like to make the ginger as small as I can so that I can get as much of its nutrients extracted. If I leave it in large chunks, it takes a lot longer to boil, and I don't want to be boiling it too long. So this is going to be cut in thin slices, like so. Oh, that smells fantastic. The quantity of ginger I'm using here was 1 package, and it says that there is 4 ounces of ginger. The ginger is going to give your wizard soup a nice spicy bite. The more you use, the spicier it's going to be. And really just do this to taste, right? Try it out. If you think you've got too much ginger in there or too much garlic in there, you can just reduce it on the next go. After doing this for 20 years, I found that by boiling garlic and ginger, I noticed that I don't smell like garlic after drinking this broth. But if I eat garlic raw or cook the garlic and then eat it in my dishes, I get a garlicky smell if I eat a lot of it. Now I'm going to put that into this pot. The next thing is to put in some salt and pepper, water, and some organic chicken broth. I like to put organic in whenever I can. I think that less pesticide and pollution is better. So there we go. 1 946 milliliter container of organic chicken broth. Now we're going to add some salt and pepper into here. Again, this is to taste. This looks like I'm using about 3/4 of a tablespoon. I get some black pepper. Love this stuff. I usually use cracked black pepper, fresh cracked, but I don't have that right now. So I'm just going to put in about the same on the black pepper. And I'm going to add some water. I generally make about 1 batch of this per week, and I just drink it on a daily basis. There we go. Okay, about 1/2 inch from the top. This here now is going to simmer for 3 hours. You can use this vegetable broth for just about anything, as I said. You can add it to any dish you want. Noodle soups, chicken soups. It's a great base for making soups. It's a great flavor additive to just about anything that you're cooking. So there you go. So let's get this onto the hot plate. And that's it. Wizard soup. You're more than welcome to share this with your friends and family. Keep them healthy and keep them safe. It literally works like magic. Everybody that I've given this recipe to use, they love it, and they found the same results. They find that they don't get sick as often. It's all natural. Try to use organic if you can. If you can get organic vegetables, sometimes you can't, but if you can, stick to organic. Let's recap on the ingredients that went in. We used 7 medium-sized white onions. We used 3 large organic garlic bulbs, and we used 4 ounces of fresh ginger. We used 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt. I used the Himalayan salt. We used 3/4 of a tablespoon of pepper in there, and we put in 1 liter of organic chicken broth, topped it up with water, and set it to simmer for 3 hours. I'm going to use the magic of TV. We'll fast forward here and we'll see what we got. So here we go. We got this boiling really nicely here. We're going to turn this down to a very, very low simmer. There we go. We've come to that magical moment where the wizard soup, as I call it, it's done. And oh, look at that. Beautiful. I've got a little bowl here and a strainer. Put that in the sink. And actually a lot of the stuff has fallen to the bottom. So maybe what I'll do, maybe I'll take this guy here, see if I can scoop some of this out. So all of this stuff can go into your compost, I suppose, or recycling downstairs in the basement. I'm just going to put it over here on this plate. Look at that. Oh, look at those big chunks of garlic, ginger, and onions. But all the goodness from those vegetables have gone straight into that liquid, that broth. Beautiful. Isn't that nice? Ooh, that's hot. I just got splashed. I could feel that on my arm. Okay. This doesn't take very long. You just have to be careful and cautious. You don't want to burn yourself. Look at that. Oh, that's beautiful. This is well worth the effort. It, depending on what they charge at your local grocery store for organic vegetables like garlic, ginger, and onion, it's going to cost you somewhere around, let's see, I guess that would be somewhere around $15, $10 to $15 to make this. That's actually a pretty reasonable price for a little peace of mind, right? There. So this here now is going to pour very nicely. All right. Like so. Whoop. And we're going to scoop broth into the jars I have right here. I got these set aside. This is a little tricky, but with practice, it can be done. I'm just gonna pour this into here, like so. All right, there's one. Here's 2. This one's got a little wider mouth on it, so it's easier. Look at that. Oh, this one's going faster. There we go. And we'll just pour the rest of that in here. And we're done. Hang on. Here we go. So I encourage you to give this a try at home. Go down to your local grocery store, spend 15 bucks, get a bag of onions, ginger and garlic. Make sure it's fresh, make sure it's organic if you can, and leave some comments down below. Let me know what you think after you've tried it and some of the results that you're getting from it. I'd really like to know. And maybe some of the alternative versions that you create for yourself. Maybe you want to add celery into it or carrots just to kick it up a notch and give it a different flavor. But this is a good start. Give this a try. Thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. I really appreciate that. It helps out. And we'll see you next time.